So just what is acceptable in terms of the time that we spend on social media? When do we need to get off? Joining us, Dr. Anjali Chhabria, a psychiatrist, Arvind Arora, a YouTuber and founder of A2 Motivation. Harpreet Suri is an influencer, and Siddhi Kapoor is the editor of Who's That 360. Thank you very much for being with us. Dr. Chhabria, let me come to you first. What is a social media addict, or who is a social media addict?
Anybody who keeps thinking of social media even when he is not using social media. So if we have to define addiction, so we have to define according to the time spent, according to the social and the occupational deterioration because of the addiction. So one needs to define it depending on the age of the person, depending on the occupation of the person, and depending on how much problem it's creating in your life. So for example, if your work is on social media, then you have to spend time on it. But if you're a student and you're spending excessive time, that it is affecting your studies, if it's affecting, even your social interactions, then you are inching towards addiction. Just to answer it very, very simply. So if we are looking at the youth, if they are more into interacting through social media and not being able to interact through social interactions, definitely the person is inching towards addiction.
Yep.
I think we'll talk more as we go ahead.
Harpreet Suri, as an influencer yourself, on the one hand, you try and influence or reach out to as many people as possible. On the other hand, we face this very serious concern. Do you sometimes get concerned or worried about the fact that, it is people who try to spend more time, get more views on Instagram, social media, wherever it is, that are part of the problem?
Can you repeat that again? I'm missing it. Say again.
Do you believe that influencers are part of the problem?
No, because I feel excess of everything is bad. It could be a diet, it could be exercise, anything. Creating rules for yourself, like how I do it. Now in today's day, Instagram also has take a break with it. And it says you take a break when you need it. So on your phone, you get a notification which says 2 hours are done, take a break. So it's that easy now.
Siddhi Kapoor, there's so many things which have changed since the time that we grew up. I was just reading a tweet post somewhere. We don't find newspapers, for example, in so many places. Many people don't subscribe to that anymore. There are so many multiple other examples of what people no longer do. Is that a concern for you?
It's definitely a concern, and being in the media, being in the social circle, I feel it's a cause of worry. But having said that, we come from a generation of newspapers and telephones. Our children don't know about that. It's definitely a cause of worry, but as a responsible citizen, as people on social media, as a media person, I think, and as a parent, I think it's our responsibility to, give the right message to our children, give the right message on social media that, okay, yeah, social media is there, but then you should know where to draw the line. So, yeah, I mean, definitely a cause of
role model to our kids.
Sure. Arvind Arora, do you sometimes control, or do you tell yourself that you need to control the time that you spend on social media? Can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
My journey was quite, interesting in terms of quitting the mobile. First of all, मेरा screen time को कम करने के लिए जो मैंने process किया, that was quite interesting. Actually, can I explain it in the event that happened with me?
Please go ahead. बताइए.
Yeah, actually what happened is, मैं जब YouTube पे scroll कर रहा था तो मुझे अचानक से, because मैं gym जाता हूँ, मैं protein लेता हूँ, तो मुझे scroll करते हुए एक बहुत ही famous, मैं quote नाम नहीं लेना चाहूंगा, but the thing is कि बहुत ही फेमस एक न्यूज चैनल वालों का एक वीडियो मुझे दिखाई दिया. एंड वीडियो का जो कैप्शन था, बेसिकली जो थंबनेल पे टाइटल लिखा हुआ था, एंड दैट वाज अगर आपके यूरिन में बहुत ज्यादा जहाग बन रहा है, इस तरह से कुछ था, तो आपको बहुत लीवर प्रॉब्लम है, एंड ये वीडियो आपको ध्यान से देखना चाहिए. तो मैंने उस वीडियो को बड़े ध्यान से देखा, और देखने के बाद मुझे ऐसा होता है ना कई बार कि हमें जब मर्सिडीज लेना होता है तब हमें रोड पर मर्सिडीज ही दिखाई देती है, अदरवाइज हमें मर्सिडीज तो पहले भी थी। सो जैसे मैंने वो वीडियो देखा, तो यूरिन में ये प्रॉब्लम पहले से था, प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं था यूरिन में, ये पहले से होता आया था। बट जब मैंने देखा कि भैया यूरिन में इस तरह से प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है प्रोटीन लेने से, तो मैंने अपना बॉडी का पूरा चेकअप करवाया। वो वीडियो देखने के बाद पूरा चेकअप करवाया, डॉक्टर से कंप्लीटली चेकअप करवाने के बाद पूरे जितने पॉसिबल रिपोर्ट्स हो सकते थे मैंने सब निकलवाए। और फाइनली जब मैं अपने एक किडनी डॉक्टर थे उनके पास जब मैं गया पूरी रिपोर्ट लेके, देन ही सेड की सर लुक आपको एसएमएस हुआ है। देन आई सेड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एसएमएस? देन ही सेड आपको सोशल मीडिया सिंड्रोम हुआ है, कि सोशल मीडिया पे जो आप देखते हो बेसिकली वो कंप्लीटली सच नहीं होता है, आप कंप्लीटली फाइन हो, और आप इन जो वीडियोस आप लोग देखते हो उसके टाइम, उसके स्क्रीन टाइम को कम करना पड़ेगा, और जो दिखता है आपको उसको बिलीव करना भी कम करना पड़ेगा। सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि उसके बाद मुझे समझ में आया कि सोशल मीडिया पे जो हमें दिखता है बेसिकली उसको एक ब्लाइंड ट्रस्ट करना वो भी छोड़ना पड़ेगा, और इसके स्क्रीन टाइम को भी कम करना पड़ेगा। सो उसके बाद मैंने कंप्लीटली इसको ड्रॉप आउट किया। मेरा 2-3 घंटे का स्क्रीन टाइम था, उसको रिड्यूस करके अभी मैंने 30 मिनट मैक्स पूरे दिन में मैं स्क्रॉल करता हूँ, वो भी अपने यूजफुल कंटेंट के लिए बेसिकली।
Okay, Harpreet, would you like to reply to that? Do you also try and control your screen time?
I'll be very honest. It's my office, so my phone is my office, and so I'll also share in little detail what I do. So my back was hurting quite a bit in between. Now I have got this gadget which I keep in front of me so that I don't bend. See, it's going to be my job. I'm not going to be leaving my phone. My kids were also watching me, and I had to sit down and tell them that this is my job. Like Papa goes to office, my office is in my phone. So but I had to be the role model for them. So talking to them was very important. I did that, and my kids were sorted. हमारे घर में बहुत clear social media rules हैं, app rules हैं. You have to do 2 hours in a day. There is no negotiation. This policing is very important for these kids, but they are very young. It's my job. मैं समझती हूँ, तो मैं तो.
But Harpreet, how much time do you spend a day on social media?
Easily 4-5 hours. Like every 2 hours, I go for half an hour, and I like to watch myself only more to see where I'm updating, what I have to put, what I have to post, instead of seeing what others are doing.
Right. Okay. Dr. Chhabria, is fear of missing out, which seems to be part of the addiction to social media, is that a medical issue?
So it's not defined as a medical issue, but definitely we see this, what we call as FOMO, fear of missing out, today has become a real problem, because you see youngsters, you see adults, you see housewives, you see people who are in the field, even in the field of media, they somewhere feel that they are supposed to know everything. So they are constantly on their gadgets. They may be talking, walking, and being on their gadget. The first thing in the morning they do is they look at their gadgets, and they need to know everything. And I also see this in people who use social media for their work. So definitely it is a symptom. It is not a classified disorder, but it is definitely a symptom today. And that is one of the first symptoms that we need to understand, whether it's in ourselves or in people around us.
Siddhi, let me ask you this question. Does one ever really win a fight on social media? I ask this because in the context of this discussion, it is a trigger point. But does anyone ever really win?
It's an ongoing battle, I would say. Because considering the trolls and everything, there's so much of news and overwhelming data that is floating on the internet and on social media. But, you never win this battle, but it depends on you as an individual, how you want to take it upon yourself. So I think it's to each his own, I would say.
Arvind, people get onto social media to reduce their stress. How would you respond to those who say that, in fact, in many cases, it adds to your stress?
I just want to say only 2 lines. Specifically, as an influencer, I don't think so कि आपको अपने mind को relax करने के लिए social media, help कर सकता है. ये जो instant pleasure का आजकल ये जो scenario बना हुआ है ना, ये social media हमारे लिए सही नहीं. So I just want to add 2 lines. First of all, My first mantra is no posting, no liking, only living. And second thing is, I just want to add, offline is the new luxury. अगर आप हॉलीवुड या बॉलीवुड सेलेब्स को, आजकल बॉलीवुड सेलेब्स भी करने लगे हैं, हॉलीवुड सेलेब्स को देखोगे तो अपने मोबाइल को बंद करते हैं, शट डाउन करते हैं 24 आवर्स 48 आवर्स एक ऐसी जगह पर जाते हैं जहां पे वो योगा कर सके, खुद से बात कर सके. सो दैट इज द न्यू लग्जरी. सो अगर आपको रिलैक्सेशन चाहिए तो प्लीज मोबाइल फोन को ऑफलाइन मोड पे डालो, उसे दूर करो. जितना स्क्रीन टाइम कम होगा उतने आप रिलैक्स फील करोगे. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I feel celebrities and influencers have a big responsibility to play here when we talk about detox.
yeah. No, you're quite
and
right.
promoting it and promoting detox is also very, and we all do that I'm on 3 days detox and phone off. I think it really encourages viewers also that it's normal, let's do this, and this is the right time when the new year is coming in.
Yeah, correct.
Arvind, go ahead. Yeah.
एक और एग्जांपल मैं कोट करना चाहता हूँ. कल मैं नेटफ्लिक्स पे एक मूवी देख रहा था. मैं मूवी प्रमोट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बट वो काफी अच्छी मूवी थी. दैट इज खो गए हम यहाँ. एंड देयर वाज अ कैरेक्टर कॉल्ड इमाद, जो सिद्धार्थ चतुर्वेदी ने उसका रोल प्ले किया है. और ये सोशल मीडिया एडिक्शन वैसे ही है जैसे आपको मीठा बहुत पसंद है, आप मीठे स्वीट थिंग्स के एडिक्टिव हो, या फिर अल्कोहल के एडिक्टिव हो, या फिर कुछ भी स्मोकिंग के एडिक्टिव हो. वैसे वो लड़का उस मूवी में जो इमाद कैरेक्टर था वो टिंडर एडिक्टिव दिखाया गया. लेकिन उसका बहुत सिंपल सॉल्यूशन एट द एंड दिखाया गया. वो क्या था, उसने टिंडर ऐप को बेसिकली अनइंस्टॉल कर दिया. लेकिन जो जर्नी था become an addictive of Tinder and uninstalling the Tinder app, वो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग था. एक्चुअली हुआ कुछ यूं कि जब टिंडर पे वो डेट करता था, उसे ट्रू लव मिला, वहां से सच्चा प्यार मिल गया. लेकिन हुआ कुछ यूं कि उस लड़की को पता लगा कि मुझे डेट करने के बावजूद भी ये टिंडर पे बाकी लोगों को अभी भी देखता है. तो उसने उस लड़की को जाने को कहा अपनी जिंदगी से. तब उसे शौक लगा कि मैं जिसे इतना प्यार करता हूँ, जिसे इतना चाहता हूँ, मुझे इस वजह से छोड़ के चली गई. तो वो शौक की वजह से उसने टिंडर को अनइंस्टॉल किया.
Right.
बिकॉज दैट पर्सन वांट दैट गर्ल उसकी जिंदगी में.
Right. So that's an important. That's one important.
Yeah,
factor.
that's an important lesson, because अगर आप लिटरली इस एडिक्शन को छोड़ना चाहते हो तो आपको लाइफ में एक शौक जरूरी है. तो वो कैसे लगेगा, that depends upon your situation.
So huge double standard over here. I'm on WhatsApp pretty much throughout the day, sometimes in the middle of the night. In my business, the news never switches off. So it's a bit of a double standard in my case. But I do take your advice, particularly Dr. Chhabria. One must also find a way of getting off this devious device. Thank you very much.